Hi, my name is Keith Cooper from Northlight Images, and in this video I'm addressing the question of when is an ink cartridge empty? Is low the same as empty? What does it actually mean? In particular, I'm looking in this video, and I will address other printers as well at some point, the Epson P5300 that I'm testing at the moment. This is a full set of inks for it. So it's 200 millilitres of ink per cart. So there is 2 litres of ink in this lot, so a few bobs worth there. P5300, but this is also applicable to the P700, P900. Now this is a P700 ink cartridge. I pulled apart an empty one when I was doing a review a couple of years ago. Those are the inks, the same actual inks but smaller cartridges that go in the P900. There are 80 millilitres per ink in that. So this applies to all those 3 printers, applies to other printers as well, such as earlier ones as the P800 and previous models that use a similar ink system. Now, this ink here shows as low on the display on the printer. It's been showing low for some time. I've just taken it out. Incidentally, with these printers, because they have a sealing mechanism, you can take them out and change them. Now, if I wave it, I can feel there's still some ink in this. So there's ink in this, but it's marked as low. The reason I'm addressing this is partly because I've had a whole stack of inks turn up and this one's running low, is that somebody asked me, when do you change an ink? What happens if you let it run dry? Well, first of all, it won't run dry. Because of the system that's used on these, the seal that's in it and the little bag of ink that's inside, a cartridge which is marked as empty is genuinely empty. It has just a few drops of ink left inside it. And as I've taken cartridges apart to have a look and to check this. But if it runs out partway during a print, what happens? Well, supposedly, if you're quick enough, you can swap inks and it will carry on printing. Now, I've had this happen on printers. I let them run dry, as it were. It's not running dry with this sort, but you know what I mean. What happens is the printing pauses, put the cartridge in, whirs a bit, it starts up again. Now, I've noticed certainly in glossy prints, that you may get a slight change, a slight mark on the print, and you can tell, if you know what you're looking for, that it stopped midway. So effectively, you don't want it to run out. Now, how much ink is actually in this cartridge? I don't know. But a few millilitres I can feel from the movement of it. When does it show as low? Well, it turns out that the indicators on the 5300 as well as 700, 900 start showing low ink at around about 8% ink level. So you've still got 8% of your ink left when it's showing as low. Now, some people I've heard, this did surprise me, they swap ink cartridges the moment they get that first low warning. You are throwing away ink. You can leave it running. But of course, I said there's that worry about what happens if the ink runs out during a print. If it's an important print, a big print, that's quite a bit of paper you're wasting there potentially. Well, it turns out, because the ink cartridges are swappable, what you can do is, at the first ink warning, you know you've got a fair bit of ink left in the cartridge, 8% or so. You can leave it, and I've done a whole stack of prints on this low ink cart here, and then put a new one in. But what about that ink that's in here still? Well, because they're swappable, you can keep this ink cartridge. Let's say I've got a big expensive panoramic print I want to do on the P5300 downstairs, or either of these printers here, and I've got an ink low like this. Well, I put a new ink in, I can print it. Then, if I'm going to be doing stuff printing on plain paper or printing, just doing some testing, I can pop this cartridge back into the printer and use up the remaining ink. As to how many times you let it run, well, you'll just have to sort of chance that. But remember, the first time it shows low, it is only low. Low is low, empty is empty. Take the cartridge out. If it's an important print, put a fresh one in. Don't throw away the cartridge here until it actually shows as empty. And if you're curious, and if you still want it, you can actually lever these carts apart, and you will find a small plastic bag inside that contains perhaps a few droplets of ink. Now, I always keep the empty carts, a set of empty carts over time, because there is a tiny amount of ink in them, and that ink is actually, every so often I've had a print, and this is something you can do perhaps more on art papers than glossy papers, is I've occasionally had a white spot because a bit of dust or a flake of paper flake has got on a print. You can do a bit of retouching. It's a bit desperate, really, but if it's an expensive print and you might want to try that. But yeah, there are a few drops even when it says that. Now that goes for these other printers as well. So there you go. When it says empty, it's empty. When it says it's low, just make sure you've got a spare on order, and that's it. So don't throw away ink. Hope that's been of use. I'm going to do a few more of these little sort of short info things, so if you've got any subjects that you're curious about, this was partly because somebody asked me, please do ask about it. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, and bye.